Hey everyone, and welcome. In preparation for Friday the 13th, when Path of Exile launches Delirium, I have decided to create a video to show all new players and some veteran players some tools that can be used to help enhance their Path of Exile experience. We will be going over the four major tools that can help your experience. So first off, we'll have Path of Building, and then we will have loot filters, and then we will have PoE Trade, and then we will have the trade macro. I listed those in the order of importance. There will also be timestamps below, so you can jump to that section in case you want to skip ahead. Also, I'll include download links to each of the tools that we reference. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, this is Path of Building. This is the main tool that almost every experienced Path of Exile player uses in order to create, edit, min-max, theorycraft a build. The biggest problem new players have with Path of Exile is they log in for the first time, they get that first level up, they click apply a skill point, and they look and they see the tree and they go, oh my god, they have no clue where to go, what to pick, like where do they start? So what I highly recommend is that every new player follows a build guide for their first time. It'll help in the long run. You won't have to build a new character because your current character couldn't do the later game content. It's just a really big trap to new players to try to start your own custom scratch build from the very beginning. So what I recommend is you find a build guide, and then in any single good build guide, there will be a paste bin link in it, and you can actually export that entire character into this tool, and I'll show you what we mean. So you'll get that link. It'll be somewhere in their build guide. It'll say POB link, and you'll go over here. You'll click import, export, import from paste bin. You'll paste that link in. You'll click import, and boom. You will have the entire tree the way the creator left it at your fingertips. It'll give you everything. The pathing they took, the DPS they achieved, hit chance, how much crit multi they have. It'll show you the items they're using. It'll show you so many tools. It'll show you the skills that they're using. You can see this is my build. This was primarily a flicker strike with Vol double strike, but you can see they had a 6-link. Me had a 6-link double strike with a 4-link flicker strike, and it shows you what supporting gems that you need to put with your skills. It'll take a lot of the guesswork out of it. It'll take a lot of the uncertainty of what do you link with what skill. Now, the more you get used to using Path of Building, you'll realize the power that the tool really has. So you'll be able to go through a numerous amount of scenarios. I'm not going to break down every single little bit of Path of Building's functionality and capability. What I really just wanted to demonstrate was the ability to truly edit and map out a character. So you can see if you take out 3 life points, how much do we have now? We have 4,897 life. We could put those points, into anywhere else. We could say, what's it like if we grab, an endurance charge over here? So those are just some of the functionalities I wanted to show. So next, what we're going to do is we are going to talk about loot filters. All right, so now I'm going to demonstrate the power of loot filters. Loot filters are a very underrated aspect of the game. So currently, this is my character just got done killing a whole bunch of stuff. Opened up a lockbox, and there's all the loot. Okay, what loot filters do is they get rid of the clutter, and they'll let you know when something's important. There are some very expensive items in here that you would kind of glance over without a loot filter. So with the loot filter, turn one on now. Go to your UI settings. All that riffraff gets floated away, and you're left with the game telling you, like, hey, these are the important items. These are the ones you need to click. So what loot filter will do is it'll actually show you what's a valuable item potentially. So as a newer player, it'll really help highlight the things that you need to grab. It'll also leave icons on the map. It'll make sounds. So kill a few of these monsters. Nothing dropped of importance, but say the Divine Orb dropped. It'll leave the red circle on the map. It'll tell me, hey, this is an item worth note. You should probably pick this up. So different rarities for different items. Different sounds. It'll let you know whatever you're trying to find. I should say, it'll let you know that you need to probably pick up something and take a look at it. Okay, so now how do we actually get those loot filters into our game? So it's a pretty simple process. It was updated recently. So what you do is you sign in with PoE. You have to authorize it. You'll put your account information in. And then what you're going to do is, it's as simple as this. You're going to go whatever loot filter you want. You click on this one. You click on your filter. And you say, never sync strictness. The strictness is based off how many items you want to filter out of the game. So the one you saw on me was uber strict because that character was very far into the game and I didn't want to see the lower the lower valuable items, the least valuable items. So what you do is click on your strictness, decide what level you want. Say you want a strict filter. The style is just the color. So whatever color you want to go with. And then you click download. And you can just click sync with your PoE account. Add new filter. Give it a name. Say strict filter. Apply. And boom, it's done. So now, next time when you log in, you will have that filter available in the drop downs. Let's go check it out. All right, we are back in the game now, and let's see if our filter has been loaded in. Escape options, UI. There it is, strict filter, the one we created. So it should say item filter loaded successfully, and you're good to go. Now with the filters, I'll say this real quick, you can customize, tweak every single drop that you see. You can change the colors, you can change the sounds. It's just a bit more detail and a little more work, and you can achieve kind of any effect that you want that'll help draw your eye to those expensive items. All right, next we're going to talk about PoE Trade. So this is the website where you're going to go to look for any of your upgrades if you're playing on a trade league, and it's just Path of Exile. It's actually their main website. They'll have a trade button there in the top. But what you do is, this has every single mod that can be on an item. So when you're first starting out, you'll start seeing items have every single attribute possible that you could imagine. So let's say we wanted to find ourselves a slightly higher damage sword. So what you can do here, you can click on this. We want to limit ourselves to sword. So you click one-handed sword. And then you say, I want it to have at least, 100 physical DPS minimum. All right. And ignore all the other stuff for now for this particular search. But at the bottom here, we're probably a newer player or it's the start of the league and we don't have that much money. So let's say we want to search for the maximum of 10 chaos. So we don't want to see the super expensive items. We want something within our budget. So you can click on that. Click on Chaos Orbs, which is the standard trading currency for the smaller tier items. Click search. And it's going to give you start giving you a list. And it's going to start by the cheapest price first. And it's going to go to the more expensive price as you scroll down. The prices will increase. Now what you can do when you've done this search now is you can actually click on any of these stats and it'll start kind of sorting that as the priority stat. So let's click on this physical DPS number right here. So now we have sorted by the highest possible physical DPS. So we can get this one, the guy doesn't have a price on it, but we can get a 334 physical DPS sword for 10 chaos. We can get a 308 physical DPS sword for 7 chaos. And like, Well, that's fine and great, but these the level required is 68. That's just way too high for me. So you can go back into your filter, show filters, and then you can say, well, I would really like the max level to be much lower. So you can go on here and you go max level for a level 50 character. Hit search. Now it's going to filter it down even one more level. So the required level right here, 32. Let's sort it by the highest physical DPS again. And now we're realistically looking at a 212 Phys DPS sword for a level 47 character at 10 chaos. Hey, look, for just a little less, like 3 DPS for 2 chaos, you can get yourself the same exact sword for, what, 80% cheaper? So that's kind of how you can use PoE Trade to kind of help with your upgrades. It works for anything. You can get as specific as you want. Over here's your stat filters. It has every single stat ever added to the game. So you can say I want to have something very particular. You can adjust your attack speed, so on and so forth. I'm not going to go into super detail just like the other, like Path of Building. I just wanted to give you a quick overview on the tools used to get your upgrades. You can type in unique items if you want to search for a certain item, like a lot of people want to get tabula rasas. So you just click on this, it'll refresh your trade, or you can go down here and click clear, but you can just start typing in tabula. It has autofill. Click on that, search. There you go. You can get your tabula rasa right there for 25 chaos. So that pretty much covers what I want to get into with Path of Exile Trade. There's this one more small feature I want to talk about. If you're looking to get certain kind of materials, like crafting materials, you just click on the bulk item. So if you want to get chaos orbs, fusings, alchemies, you click on the bulk item exchange and you say what you have or what you want, what you have to trade, and you hit search and it'll give you a list of what the ratios are in order to get the trade that you want. One quick note, when you find the item that you want, you click on the whisper button and then it'll be copied to your clipboard. So you'll just go into the game, you'll control paste and then hit enter and it'll send a message to that person that you would like to buy their item. Okay, lastly and least importantly, I wanted to talk about the PoE Trade macro, and I'm going to give you some words of caution on this tool. Do not trust the prices that it brings up when you just do a simple search on it, which is Shift D. It's notorious to being rigged by price fixers and all other sorts of anomalies. Do not trust the price that it's telling you when you do a quick search on an item unless it's a generic unique ring or a very generic unique item. Now, the cool thing that I like about this tool is you can do this. You hover over an item, you press Shift-Alt-D, and then it'll bring up a little menu. And now you can start being much more precise. You can say, find me a Void Forge that is this range of physical damage and is 6 linked and has this much attack speed. And then you can say, open on PoE Trade. Once we clicked open on PoE Trade, it brings up another trade site. This used to be the primary way of searching for items on Path of Exile, but now it is directly tied to the main Path of Exile trade site. So this is the old trade site, and you only use this one when you're using the trade macro. I highly recommend that you always use the Path of Exile official trade site, but as you can see, it brought up a list of 6-link Void Forge with our parameters. They had to have a minimum of 8% attack speed, and they had to have a minimum of 83% increased physical damage, which all these does, and then you can price accordingly. So the cheapest one is 4 exalts, the next most expensive one is 6 exalts, so you can price it accordingly from there.